we go. I'm going to be spending most of the time sending this link out to people. Invite guests. Okay.
Welcome back to the point, presented by Florkin. This night really belongs in many ways to the Islanders. They will have the first overall selection, and that will be the young man Matthew Schaefer, still just 17 years old. He has dealt with so much heartbreak in his young life, and the last three number one overall picks go back to Slavkovsky, with the Canadians slowly starting to find his way into the NHL. Looks like a big wagon of a winger. Of course, Connor Bedard's career in Chicago off to a bit of a slow start. Not used to all that losing team-wise, but again, they are built the pieces necessary. Macklin celebrating at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The first pick last year, a sensational rookie year at a young age. He was 18 for the entire season last year. And this year, that young man, still 17, turns 18 in September. So much joy for him and his family, but also so much heartbreak he has dealt with over the last 2 years. Nice recover. Third, nice. The raw talent is there. Speed is the one thing that sticks out. But I don't want to put expectations on the kid that too high, but he's in that same group with, the Carr, the Twin Peaks. Whenever you see it, any ranking that comes up, you just kind of get a little bit of a reality check and you're like, how the heck did he get here? Or how did this kid get so good? It really puts your life into perspective that, my youngest brother potentially go first overall in the NHL. You think about that, it gives you goosebumps. My name's Matthew Schaefer, 17 years old, defenseman, Frolic, Ontario. My brother was my role model growing up, and he got into the game of hockey.
Okay. I sent out a couple here. I'm going to do it on my phone now. Exciting times. It's draft time, boys and girls. I'm going to send this out to everybody in the land. We'll get people in here and we'll start freaking losing our minds with all the trades that are going to happen in my channel.
My mom's name is Jennifer. She was a one of a kind. My brother would put on our rollerblades and, go out and she put on goalie equipment and go in that press. I'd go into a wash or something. She'd be sitting in her lawn chair full of goalie equipment. People would be kind of like, Jen, what's going on here?
Oh, I didn't do the change the title. Oh, shit. How do I change the title? Change the title. Change the title. Gotta change the title. Edit title. How do I edit title? Do. There we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. So I got to change the title. I'll keep on sending this out. Copy link. And where's the comments? Yeah. Hey man, good to see you. I'm trying to send a whole bunch of good to see you, Oreo. Geez, haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm sorry, I was just sending out a whole bunch of stuff to people so they can come on the show, and then I'll get back at you here.
So there is a family. Dad Todd on the right. There's Matthew. I just don't know how he's been able to handle this with the grace and the strength.
Okay, that's good for that, I think. Avi. Gotta have Avi. Oh, I'm going great, man. I'm doing excellent. I haven't been on TikTok for a long time. What channel is the draft? I am watching it on ESPN2. Because I live in Indiana now. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but I'm an American now. Just waiting for guys to come on here. They said they were going to be here right on time. Am I with some girl? I'm with my wife still. We moved here about 8 months ago. So, yeah. Anybody who's coming in now that wants to come on, let me know. I'll send you a link so you can come on. Yeah, I moved here about 8 months ago. My wife got a good job here. I'm basically semi-retired here now, and this is what I do kind of for a living. I'm in professional handicapping. So I'm a professional sports handicapper full time now. Having fun doing that. Yeah, no, I like Canada too, man. I enjoy it. I like people always ask me what do I like better, Canada or the United States, and I can't really pick them. I think they're both great. They both have their advantages. Um, yeah, if as long anything's great as long as you stay out of the crap. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really into politics and stuff like that all that much. Usually things end up the way they end up, no matter which way you go. So I don't put too much stock into that. Uh, some things are cheaper, some things are more expensive. You know, it's fine, but the weather here is really nice. Yeah, well, for me it is, but like people from the United States don't really think so in Indiana in the winter time. But compared to Edmonton, it's certainly a heck of a lot better. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, Trump. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think people will find it's not much different than ever was going to be. No, I don't have more snow. No, no, there's not as much snow here at all in the wintertime. It's not colder either. It's chilly, but it's not like you don't get minus 40s, minus 30s, and stuff like that. Yeah, no worries. So, okay, hopefully there's people in here before the draft starts, but I'm hearing Frondell is going to go number 2, which is really interesting. I'm kind of wondering if part of that is to do with the fact that um, San Jose already has Celebrini. Now it has a number 1 center there, and I think that maybe the camp for, why does the name just escaped me just like that? Oh, this way. I've only looked at it a million times. Misa. I think the camp for Misa basically said, look, my client wants to be a number 1 center, and you already got Celebrini there. We'd rather you not draft us. And I think that's pretty much what happened. And then it's going to be between whether Chicago is going to go, okay, we'll take you as a number 1 center. And I think they will. And I don't know. Most of the scouts I'm talking to think that he is going to be more of a winger than a centerman. So that's up to Chicago. Then Caleb Dayone, I personally don't have him this high, but I think it sounds like he's going to go to Nashville, and the Coyotes. That's probably going to be Hagens by the sounds of it. It's like no secret right now that Montreal is going to do something to move up in the draft with Utah, I should say, at the 4th spot. It could be Boston too, though. But the way the draft odds are going, it's looking like it's probably. I'm trying to watch it on my PC. I don't know. You might be able to get it on stream. What is that? Can't remember what that streaming one there. Stream East. Maybe Stream East might have it. Hoping they come in here. Anyways, Dayone is apparently number 5. Assuming that happens, or anybody that just came in, if you want to come on, I can send you a link to your Twitter. If you don't have me on there, I'll tell you what it is. It's right there. Pearlo's NHL POW. STREAMEAST. Stream East. So Dayone apparently is going to Nashville. Anybody that's picking Dayone in that spot, they got to have a line on a lot of upside for him, because as it stands right now, I wouldn't put him. I'd put him like 8, something like that, as he is right now. And most of the scouts that I know that are really good, Stream East. Most of this that I think are good, anyways, that I've trusted in the past, they have them a lot lower. So I don't know. We'll see. I hear a lot of people that like him higher. It's funny. The people that have him higher that I know are more eye test guys that just watch and say, okay, whatever. And the ones that have him lower are more analytics guys. So take that for what you will. But I'm more of an analytics person. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I'm not more than eye test, but I use analytics for eye test. So, like I have them lower, but trust me, I'm not like the. I don't get a chance anymore to watch junior team games as much as I used to. But from the guys that I trust, they have them lower. Uh, After that, as much as Philadelphia now, the 4 spot, yeah, that'll be Hagen's, and Hagen's. I'm a little worried about Hagen's too. His college year just recently, he he didn't put up as many points as Cooley in the same spot. Uh, And he didn't really look as good against Cooley. And he had better line mates. He had Leonard, and I can't remember who else it was. Got a point a game, which is good for a young kid, but it's a little concerning that he was kind of below the curve of Cooley at the same age, and not very well known for his defensive play either. So the Islanders really love him. I know that well because he's from Long Island, and I think a lot of that might be pressure from sponsors and ownership that really can make a lot of money off of this. You know, a Long Island kid coming in, #1 draft. The thing is, um, it's going to put a lot of pressure on him too. I could see, like, from what I've seen of him, and what kind of concerns me about him is I'm thinking he's probably like a Trevor Zegras, but he could be as low as like a Newhook. And if that is the case, that's going to be an absolute disaster for the Islanders, to tell the honest truth. I don't know. If I were them, I wouldn't be going all in like this. But when you have pressure from ownership, there's money to be made, jerseys to be sold, all of those sort of things like that. Sponsors really love this hometown kid stuff. They can play it up like crazy, but I mean, for sure, he's not going to be ready for probably 2 years. 2 years at least before Higgins is ready to play. And that's going to be disappointing. It's going to be disappointing to fans. Because you pick up that high, and most fans think that you're getting some sort of great player that can come in right away and change the whole narrative of your team. So if he waits like 2-3 years, like he probably needs to, bulks up and stuff, and then comes out, and then the pressure on that kid's going to be something else. So I don't know what his mental state is like, his emotional maturity, all that kind of stuff like that. I don't know. But he better have a lot of it, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on the Island. If you imagine they trade Dobson to Montreal, then they get back like 2 late picks and Heineman, which is pretty whatever. He's a good defensive kid, might be a third line defensive player, something like that. He's got a lot of heart, but I mean, he's not going to be breaking down the door in your top 6 anytime soon. That's for sure. Get that back. Take the 2 picks and if it is Utah, might not be Utah, but if it is Utah, and it looks like the way the betting is going, the bookies generally know this stuff at the draft. I've been here with 3 drafts since I started capping, and almost always they're right on the nose. And he's like minus 400 to go 4th. So it's probably Utah. I'll tell you right now, I mean, I think now Utah is not making that trade unless they're getting a roster player in the deal. And I think they want a defenseman. So I think it's going to be Romanoff. I think they're going to trade Romanoff and those 2 firsts for that top pick. Romanoff, I mean, he's not a top pair guy, but he actually had a really good year last year. And he might have a chance to be like at least a very good second pair or something like that. And he can play right now. And now you've traded Dobson and Romanoff, your 2 young defensemen, and basically gave up so you can get the 4th overall, so you can have Higgins. Is that not a lot of pressure to put on a kid, man? Holy crap, to go through all those hoops. And like I said, scouts I'm listening to, they're here nor there. They're up and down on Higgins. There's nobody going, this is a slam dunk. He was already supposed to be the number 1 beginning of the season, and he slipped down to 4 already. I mean, I think that if the Islanders weren't doing this, he would slip down lower in the draft than that. So, yeah, a little bit worrisome if I'm an Islanders fan. They're definitely going to get Schaefer for sure. So the 5th pick, go Dayone. I already said I don't think that's the best pick. And then you got Philadelphia, who's now stranded with no centers. Well, not really. I mean, there's a lot of people that are big on Martin here, saying that he's kind of got like a Bennett type thing, but he's smaller. But he's a gamer. He's certainly a guy who is he's willing to do anything to win, and that's huge to have a guy like that. It's just questionable what his offensive upside is. So, and he's on the small side, and Philadelphia is already on the small side, and they just picked up Zegras. So I think they're going to take Porter Martin. That's what I think. Big winger. I know they don't need wingers, but he's probably the best player available here. They do have a smaller group of wingers, though, and he brings a lot of size. He's not as aggressive as teams would like. From what I'm hearing, and his skating is on the light side. He's not the best skater. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he's not going to be a very good player. One thing I haven't heard is how good he is. I heard he's really smart. And if he's really smart, maybe he can play it, either learn or has already a good 3-zone defensive game, which is huge right now. That is what the NHL is going towards. Players that are smart and can play a 3-zone system where they are aware defensively everywhere they go, but still put up decent points at the same time. That's the Florida Panthers right there. So guys that have his skill set that have been successful, and I'm not saying he's as good as these guys, okay? But the down part about him has been that his skating. So if he's smart, though, and I heard from somebody kind of an insider here that knows more than me that he is a very intelligent player today in one of the groups that I'm in. He would be in line of like Stone in Vegas, Matthew Tkachuk, but from what I understand, nowhere near as physical as Matthew Tkachuk. Guys like that have been successful. Robertson doesn't skate well. He's a great 2-way player, and he can score. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as these guys, like I said, but the skating thing doesn't necessarily have to be a detriment. The guy I most hear him compared to is somebody who's not in the league anymore, and that's Blake Wheeler. Played for the Arizona Coyotes, played for Boston Bruins for a while, went to Winnipeg, and he was a solid passing big guy who, didn't back down from physicality, but wasn't what you would call like a big physical guy. That's who I heard that he's most like. And there's nothing wrong with that if you can get a guy at that spot. So hopefully that will, if Philadelphia takes him there. But like I said, I know they're looking more for centers and they're looking more for defensemen. If they do go for a defenseman, they might go off the board and go for a kid like Aitchison, which would be a little bit off the board. But I know a lot of people that love this guy. He's big. He can skate. Apparently a very smart player, very physical player, extremely physical. Sometimes some people would say even over physical, like a Trouba or something like that. And it'd actually be better if you toned it down a little bit. And he's got some work to do in the D zone and all that kind of stuff like that. But the package looks good. So that's kind of it used to be anyways, the kind of identity that Philadelphia would like to have. So I could see something like that. And the other guy maybe I could see is maybe more likely to be a 3-2, but he's got that Sam Bennett attitude. In fact, it's one of his favorite players. He mentioned it. He likes Wilson and Bennett and stuff like that. And he says he patterns his game after guys like that. There's O'Brien that could go there too. So that'll be interesting to see which way they go. Next it gets a little muddled after that. Actually, there's people are pretty much all over the board here, but Boston is next. There's been lots of talk of them trading that pick. Mostly was with the Islanders maybe moving up, and maybe that is still the case. I don't know what that Islanders trade would look like. But again, it could be like that Romanov kid. Move up to get the 7 when you're not afraid that, let's just say like they talk to Higgins and say, look, tell everybody we're going to get up to that 7 spot. Everybody tell your agent to tell everybody you want to be an Islander, you only want to be an Islander. And even if you select me, I'm eventually going to be an Islander. And that would probably push everybody away off of him, and he would be at that 7 spot, and they could pick him there. But if that doesn't happen, I think here they're going to take either one of Brady Martin or Jake O'Brien, whoever's going to be available there, for all the reasons that I said. Then Seattle, almost certainly here they'll take Murka. Right D, they have very few D in their system. 6'6", huge kid, getting better fast, from what I understand. Are you coming on, Rico? Did I send you the right link? Rico, how you doing? Did I send you the right link, or did I send you just the YouTube link? Message me there, and I'll send you the actual invite link so you can come on. I know, I'm so excited, dude. So excited. I'll just resend it just in case I didn't send it to you. Okay, all right. Peanut's going to come on later. Okay, and Rico. I think I sent you the right thing here. It didn't answer me, but I sent you the invite link, Rico. Hopefully you come on here soon. It's going to get started, boys and girls. You got to get in here now. You're going to miss it all. All right. So, anyways, where was I finished off out there? And then I could see a lot of stuff going off the board here. In the 9 spot, I know Buffalo's looking to trade that. I've heard that they may be interested if Nurse is willing to get traded, trading this to the Oilers for Nurse. His father works in Buffalo organization. I don't know where his Nurse. I know he's American, but I can't remember where he's from. But I'm pretty sure his father works for the Buffalo Sabres and has for quite some time. Now he would have to waive his no trade clause, and maybe a player involved in there too to make it work. Like, I don't know if they want to take that full 9. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. No, I've also heard Bowen Byron part of that deal as well. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Nurse was on a better team, he's not as bad as what people say. And the thing is here, yeah, if it's Bowen Byram, he would be like a third pairing because you got Owen Power and Darlene in front of him. So I don't know how that would work out, but I've just heard that was a possibility. Whether it actually happens, I'm not sure. Let me look up. I can't remember where he's from. I think he's from somewhere in the area. What's going on? Do I not have the draft? Had it on the wrong channel. Here we go. 3 minutes. Well, starting right now. Schaefer took him. Okay, Schaefer was taken already. I was watching the wrong channel. Nurse is originally from Canada though, so Ontario. He's from Hamilton. He's from where Sharks are up next. Okay. Now first one was easy, now they're talking about Frundell. It's so weird that they're not doing it the way it was done before now. They're just going to find out, and these guys got to just keep on talking. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Weeks and those guys to just fill in the spots. Because before you would go pan out, you'd see the tables talking back and forth and all that kind of stuff like that. Now it's just, wow, look at, they're showing the Logan Hensler up in 14th. Carter Bear down to 18. But I think a lot of these projections are going to be off because, come on, where's my guy? Under 25 and a half. Oh, they only do the top 15 or top 20. The Schaefer family. Porter McCone at 5. They got McQueen up at 6. Now this guy is amazing. Rico was telling me he lost his mom to cancer, and then the mother killed herself. My gosh. And he's had to go through all of that and still be extremely successful. Rico says he's very driven now. He's playing for his mom and all that kind of stuff like that. As horrific as all those things are, they have a tendency to build a lot of character in a kid and put things into perspective. Get to kind of, I don't know. I've never had anything like that happen, but it certainly can put things in perspective for you, put life in perspective. So I think they're comparing him to Sanderson in Ottawa, and if that's what the Islanders got here, man, wow, that's something else. Because I think Sanderson's going to win in Norris eventually. One of these days, I already got him at plus 9,000, so to win a Norris. Well, that's his brother there too. He's a good speaker, man. His brother is a good talker. All right, let's see if it's Frondell, like everybody says. Or were they just pulling their wool over everybody's eyes? I'm nervous. Oh, they're gonna stretch this out like crazy too, right? There's even been talk that they trade the pick, but I don't know. I know Chicago was big on Frondell. If they were taking Misa, I heard Chicago was for sure going to take Frondell. I didn't put money on it, but then I ended up hedging my bet because there was just so much, like basically fire saying they were going to take San Jose was going to take Frondell. So I took it at plus money just to make some money back, make the money back. If either one happens, I don't take much of a loss. Misa looks pretty nervous. Holy smokes, I can imagine. Oh, he looks like he's wearing like San Jose teal too. It looks like Misa wants to be a Shark, man. It looks like he's wearing a San Jose teal suit even. Here we go. I'm going to have to go to the wash. I was hoping Rico would be in here by now. Rico, if you're out there, come on, I gotta go pee. I don't want to leave everybody stranded here. I might have to though. Oh, they're booing him. Oh my gosh, they're gonna get a WWE superstar to make the pick. Crazy. I don't even watch it WWE, but that's funny. Holy crap, she's one muscular little one. Come on. You're gonna take Frondell, trade it. And they're not trading it when they're bringing her up there. For sure. There's no way they're trading it. Misa. They did take Misa after all. They did take Misa after all. I gotta go people here. Okay, back. So they went with Misa anyways. I had Misa. I had freaking Frondell third. Now watch, Chicago screws it up and doesn't even take him there. You want to come on? Oh, who's here? Sorry about that. Nobody was here. If you're here and you want to come on, let me know. I'll send you a link. You need a different link to come on. Now we'll see. Watch them take Hagen Chicago after all of this. Good thing I wish I wouldn't have hedged on Frondell. Now the question is whether he's going to play center or not. Now I don't know. I just can't see Chicago taking. I've heard over and over and over today, and they're taking Frondell here. If they decide to go off of that, I'll be very, very surprised. But I mean, by the middle of the afternoon, it was like all over the place that San Jose was going to take Frondell. Oh, Jeremy Roenick. Brian Efrain, how you doing? JR a bit sweaty, yeah. Yeah, he looks like he's enjoying his retirement all right. Golfing and probably doing charity events, swigging beer. Yeah, he's getting up there too, though. Too much Orioles pizza, yeah. They did take Frondell. Okay. And the Frondell kid, he's everything I hear about him is just fierce and menacing in the offensive zone. Not sure about his like huge offensive upside, but he's just those kind of adjectives are something that probably Chicago wants in their lineup right now, for sure. Uh, Pretty good two-way player. A lot of people think he's smart enough that he'll get a lot better that way. And just a really strong guy. I've heard some people even, mention the word Barkov here, but I don't see him being that good. Just if I were to take a guy like that kind of offense that's fierce center, Sam Bennett comes to mind. That's pretty huge right now, guys like that. So those a kind of guy like that, put up like 50 to 60 points, bang around in the offensive zone a lot. And who knows? His offensive upside could be more than I thought. So more than they're saying. I don't know. Now we're getting down to the fourth pick, which has been a lot of talk about being traded. So this will be interesting to see if that actually happens. I'm glad they didn't take Higgins on, because I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling about Higgins, honestly. I think the Islanders could be making a big mistake. And now they're going to talk to Frondell, and it's weird. It's weird now because there isn't all the, I don't know. Are they talking to a screen right now? Yeah, Davidson's not even there. They're talking basically like Zoom. They're doing a Zoom call. So weird. I should look straight up when I'm sending this out. Jorge. This is supposed to be traded now. You see, they were talking about trades. There's going to be trades all through the draft. Tons of trades going on. And am I getting sucked in again? Am I getting sucked in? I was getting so excited. There's going to be tons of trades. I know we had the Montreal trade today. By the way, I don't know if they don't move up, I don't know. That, to me, it just seemed like a really light return for the Islanders there. Apparently, this pick or the 7th pick. They're trying to move up to get Higgins.
feel to have your son drafted into the NHL? I'm so proud. I'm so glad to have me. I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm also so proud. It's been
How many people are on Houston?
We're so happy for Anton. Happy for all of you. Congratulations, Anton. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Leah. So it's a good looking logo, and there are the Blackhawks. They got a real good player there. Number 3 overall, split down a slot, but again, I think that's the guy they might have taken if they had the second pick.
Yeah, they've been patient with these prospects. But that's why David just told me this is the exciting time because they've been in junior hockey, they've been in the AHL, now they're starting to come. Will be an interesting summer for them though, because Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, both eligible for extension. Talking to Davidson, it sounds like both of their camps are really being patient. Wait to see how the beginning of the season plays out.
I think for Chicago Blackhawks, getting these really good young players is extremely imperative. And on a day like today, when you can acquire a young center iceman that can do as many things as well as Rondell can, that's very instrumental. The question now becomes, with that cap space that you talked about, what did Chicago
All right. So like I said, this is supposed to be traded here. So see how it happens. 16 seconds left. I hope this is a trade. I really, really do. No, they're keeping the pick. No trade. So it's not Hagen's.
There's a bit of a pun in this, so bear with me. Staying on course, the next pick is for the Utah Mammoth. Joining us from Utah is one of the PGA Tour's longest hitters and most decorated athletes. Salt Lake
Tony Finau.
Tony Finau.
Wow. And he's not even there. Or maybe none of these guys. But...
Coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah. Super stoked to be here to make this pick on behalf of Utah and the Utah Mammoth. Being a Utah native myself, having an NHL team in Utah has been absolutely incredible. Our inaugural season, I thought, was incredible. It was great, and I'm so looking forward to seeing the team grow with this incredible player. I gotta be honest with you guys. When we changed the name to Mammoth, I'm like thinking to myself, what kind of noise does a mammoth make? Well, I don't know what type of noise a mammoth makes, but I know what type of noise we make.
So no trade.
Can I get a...
Maybe the 7th pick? 2 Tuss Up is going to be their name.
With the 4th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Utah Mammoth are proud to select from the Montoon Wildcats.
Martone? They took Deune. Well. I just don't like that pick, man. Well, now you got me. I don't know. Deune goes now. That's the 4th pick. Is this going to get boring here? Are we just going to get Nashville takes Hagens and then there's no trades at all?
Extremely impressive for a young dynamic forward. Monken has become a very good hotbed, Megan, you know, in terms of producing players. Great coach, great setup, ownership.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm just not as high as him on most, but it's got to. First player picked by Utah with the Utah jersey and the Mammoth. Deune, who I think, well, he's a few years away, so they're not even they're not even worried about this. I was really like, man, there was a lot of fire on them trading that pick, but they went and took them anyways. And now, like, it gets to the point where it's like all this hype. There's going to be tons of trades and all that kind of stuff like that. This was the big one. Boston is the next one at 7. If Montreal is going to move up and get Higgins, or not Montreal, if the Islanders are going to move up and get Higgins, the 5th pick now, I had Nashville taking Dayone. So this is really awkward. Holy shit. Porter Martone would be next. Nash, I mean, they don't need wingers at all. It's just been so long since I had a center. Been able to find a center. Maybe they take Higgins here, and then all of a sudden the Islanders are just going to take the 16 and 17 pick after. So far right now on my NHL mock draft, it's gone exactly what their mock has said. They had Schaefer, Misa, Frondell, Dayone. The next one they got is Porter Martone. Nashville goes with Porter Martone here. I think there's going to be a lot of disappointment among Nashville fans because, I mean, they've been dying for a centerman for a long time. But honestly, from what I've seen, he's the best player available. You got a guy that's like Blake Wheeler, or I've heard Kachuk's name, but he's not as physical as Kachuk. His skating is a bit of a concern, but like I was saying before, I mean, there's guys like Stone and guys like that also are not the greatest skaters, and they seem to do really well. And he's got the kind of hands that can probably overcome that kind of speed issue. So maybe they are. Like, they've been doing some weird stuff. They've been bringing in veterans. I was thinking they were doing like Marchessault and all of these guys because they wanted to rebuild, but they had nothing to rebuild with. And they were bringing in these players so they could trade for picks. But maybe, I don't know, maybe they just don't. Maybe they're just doing things really weird, and they'll trade down here and get some player from the Islanders or something, and the Islanders will pick Higgins here. I don't know who that player would be. I've heard Romanoff is still on the board, like, for possible trade. They do need defensemen in Nashville, big time. So maybe they could trade down and grab those 2 picks and get Romanoff and take Higgins here. I don't think that would be Man, I'll tell you what, if the Islanders are just going to be sticking with that 16 and 17 pick there that they have, they better hit. They better hit, because that Dobson trade was terrible. The only thing good about it is that they got some cap space, but it's terrible if they go and if they don't hit on those. They got to hit at least one of those, and they got to hit them really good. And you're not going to find that out for a couple of years. So this Daynoye, I think is how you say it. He looks, he's pretty thin, man. Holy smokes. It doesn't look like he's going to be ready for a couple of years for sure. Nashville needs a center iceman. 30 seconds left for Nashville here.
Flyers on deck. Predators are now. Making the fifth selection for the Nashville Predators, one of Nashville's all-time greats, and in 2000.
So they're making the pick too. This is going to be one of those. They just talked about how it's going to be like crazy trades and everything. Just like last year, they're just going to pick them all, pick all the picks. Brady Martin. They did go with Brady Martin. NHL DRAFT from Los Angeles. Rolls on. Yeah, so I think he's going to be nice.
I texted you guys. I got Chris first. I thought you said you're home. That's why.
Nice play. Somebody posted on here that they worked really hard at making this. They did everything they could to make this as terrible event as possible. It is very awkward.
The Meats family has finally gained a member. Meat Applewood Smoked Ham. Smoked is in their name. 2 for 7 ham is for smells. Arby's, we have the meats.
Every child's surprise looks different, but the joy they feel is the same. With joy, open a world of surprise. Nobody does workforce logic anymore.
I just put down that this is awkward as shit for the players and everyone.
semifinals, ESPN, ESPN Plus, ESPN Network.
All right. Well, Philadelphia.
Will it be Martone? Will it be Higgins or Keith Jones? Daniel Briere. That we seem to think that might be the decision. Gary Bettman, the pitch.
This is just going as normal as possible. If Philadelphia takes Higgins here, I think it's Martone. I think they went out and got Zegras. They need size up on that. I think they're going to take Martone.
Pretty good. So making this selection for the Flyers, a legend in Philly, probably next to Rocky, their most famous athlete, an NBA analyst, a great friend of the NHL, and a great friend of
Charles Barkley. Look at that.
Sir Charles Barkley.
I'm going to end this stream so we can watch.